Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting here at Texas Motor Speedway. We're here for the third round of the playoffs in the iOS Truck Series. I'm joined tonight by Atlee Atman-Weiss. Atlee, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and hopefully the same thing goes for tonight's race here at Texas Motor Speedway. I've been watching practice. It looks like a pretty fun track, and one thing I'm going to be looking out for is in the turns. If somebody's on your outside, you got to be careful because a lot of times you wash up the turns, so we'll be watching for that.
Yeah, especially here in Texas where the turns are so different between the two, which will, as you come off a turn two, it flattens out real quick and you lose that banking. But through 3 and 4, these guys are going to be pretty much wide open the whole way around. So it'll be exciting to watch these guys. We saw a lot of good racing last night. I'm sorry I don't have a graphic for your points, but right now this is the third race of the playoffs. This is the first race of the round of 8. And Isaiah Gill is your point leader with the reset now of 4,015 points. Colin Willems is in second with 412 points. Brian Nudi and Devin Buccino both at 4,007 points. Then on the bubble, even though it's only the first race, we're still going to call it the bubble. Logan Hagerman with 4,004. Brian Merle Jr., 4,002. Colton Kinsey with 4,002. And the legend, Gregory Froelich, sitting in 8th right now. Well,
Let's see, he's going to have to do something legendary to get up there.
that's for sure. And Cyree says, woo, I love it when it's Gill's Dump Truck sponsored event. They're not actually sponsoring the event tonight. What we're doing is we're just trying to seep some extra money out of them for sponsorship dollars without them knowing. So we're going to be sending the bill in the mail after the race. So that's how that works with them. You know, the pizza I got was just okay. So I want to make sure that they got a little bit of love, but they'll get the check in the mail or the bill in the mail.
Got the okayest pizza and the fastest dump trucks in the Northwest, and we're trying to get some stuff ready. I'm trying to get them a Google Maps page, and we're also trying to get a phone number for Gillis Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria, so stay tuned. Dean Qualis says, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on, D Quali? What's up, boys? So I was just focused on Devin Buccino, who we'll talk about his sponsorship a little later on in the race, but we're just finishing up with practice now. We're going to roll over into qualifying. And let's see who's one of the first trucks to get on track. Isaiah says, I'm here.
Hello.
Isaiah missing the cup race last night, but here in the Truck Series race, trying to keep that first, that top of the points there.
He's
Isaiah's
not even racing.
Dean Quali's not racing, or Jackson's not racing tonight because the pedals are taken apart. They broke a spring.
Dang.
Yeah, so interesting turn of events for the point leader tonight, but
So that means we might have a little bit of a smaller field than normal.
we got about, looks to be about 20 trucks going to be taking the race tonight. So a pretty decent field.
Wanted to let Nudie win one. We'll see about that.
Well, he couldn't get it done last night, so we'll have to see if he is able to get it done tonight. As we take a look at Devin Buccino out on track right now. And Atlee, what do you see on the back of that truck there on his tailgate, or on his bed?
I know what you're trying to do. That's Pelican Snowballs, which is, I don't know about you, but I mean, I certainly love Pelican Snowball. Born from a New Orleans tradition of combining smooth, fluffy snow with bold flavors, Pelican Snowball has been serving over 100 fantastic flavors to its customers for almost 20 years. Yes, over 100 fantastic flavors. So make sure to go and visit their website, which I'm actually going to put in the chat right now, or you can just look it up, pelicansnowballs.com, which they've got fantastic stuff there. Wonderful snowballs. And you might be wondering, where are they located? Well, they're in Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, California, Georgia, Louisiana, New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Texas. So and they have over 181 locations. And also, if you're saying, hey, there isn't a location in my state, well, you can actually franchise your own location, which there are some franchise forms on their website.
There you go. So as we were doing that, we saw Buccino have a little issue there on a second lap. Actually spun it out, backed it into the fence. Stephen Black jumps up to the pole, though. And Dustin Buck in the 00 outside pole right now. Got Eddie Moore.
30.18.
Yep. We got, unfortunately, ex-Grandpa Eddie on track right now. And he's going to be in the 5th position as he's finished up his qualifying attempt here. We like the E-Racing TV logo on the top. And if you're unfamiliar, if you're new here, E-Racing TV, it's a great app for your Fire Stick or your Amazon TV. Go ahead and look that up. It's eSpace Racing TV. Oh, Roku, I'm sorry. On the Fire Stick and the Roku. That's what I meant to say. It's eSpace Racing TV, and it is a free app that you can sign up, and you can actually watch our races on the big screen. Us and the original Rebels League both broadcast to there every single night. There's a race on there, so go ahead and check that out. That's E-Racing TV. Great way to catch up on some racing and watch them live right on the big screen. We know everybody doesn't like to watch it on their computer, their tablet, or their phone, so they want to get that big screen, so check that out.
And I know it's 2021. We got 21 people watching, and I know at least 10 or 15 of y'all have to have Roku TV or Fire Stick. Now, Stephen Black says Dustin Dean isn't here to wreck me, and Isaiah Gill isn't here to luck into a win. So let's go. Is this the night for Stephen Black?
Well, Stephen Black last night had quite the dominating race, and unfortunately,
something happened.
Well, no, you'd be surprised. Cody Moore actually drove around him and drove away from him at the end. He said he couldn't get through lap traffic as well. And this is the first race I think Stephen Black was hoping for a late race caution that didn't come out for him. So he wasn't very happy with his result. But, hey, it was a second-place finish for him, which was a great point tonight going into the Roval, which we know the Roval is going to be an absolute crapshoot for these guys. It's going to be the wild card race for sure. So.
Oh, gosh. I know Nudie likes his road courses.
Well, we've got a couple of drivers now that are really good at the road courses. We saw last at Watkins Glen, Cody Moore was very good at the road courses. So was Logan Hagerman, pretty good at the road courses last season, or not last season, but the beginning of the season. So
we'll watch the ARCA race because that man was not good at road courses.
I know sometimes it's hard to turn left and right, but. That's all right.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
So it looks like everybody but Max McClure has taken a qualifying time. I don't think Max is actually going to be racing here tonight.
So that means 23 cars are going to be gridding for this one. From Stephen Black to Colton Kinsey.
And a pretty tight field up front. I mean, Stephen Black ran a 30.06. But then Nudie and Willems both ran a .12, Dustin Buck an 18, Michael White a 19. But realistically, the top 15 are separated by just 0.4 of a second.
Yep, this is going to be the closest race. In that, I think this is going to be a very, very close race. There's going to be probably the most leaders in a while that we've seen. A lot of different leaders. It's going to be a fun one. 90 laps.
Yeah, as they just flipped over to advance the session. And Atlee, you have a message in the chat there as well.
You ready for Talladega on Monday? It's going to be fun. I'm ready for it. I'm not too good at super speedways, but we'll see.
Me and Joe haven't taught you anything yet?
I mean, it's not open setup. I have a very good setup from Joey Race.
All right, so let's go through our grid here. On pole tonight, Stephen Black run a 30.058. Brian Nudie on the outside plus 0.058. So that's a nice little kind of funny number there. Then Colin Willems, Dustin Buck, and Michael White will round out your top 5.
Then 6th place we got Logerman. 7th place we got anymore. Starting 8th, got the number 82 of Joseph Wright. Then 9th place, we have the 37 of Derek Chaput. And then rounding out your top 10, we got the 74 machine, Gill's Dump Truck Service and Pizzeria car, Brian Merle Jr.
In the 11th spot, Stoney Benfield in the 75 with TJ Floyd on the outside of him in row 6. Row 7 is going to see Devin Buccino, Matt Knight, and your 15th starter will be the 16 of Nick Mather.
We got Dave Wright in that 5 car starting 16th. James Moore starting 17th. We got Mr. Greg Froelich in 18th. Then we have the Pelican Snowball car of Dylan Redding starting 19th. And then rounding out your top 20, we have Michael Provol in that 95 truck.
Row 11 is going to see Mike Rentz in the 91 and Sylvan Seguin in the 66. Then Colton Kinsey in the 4, Max McClure in the 19, which again, I don't think Max is actually running,
Nope,
so
he hasn't grid.
he has not gridded, so we're going to pretend we don't see that one at the end, and that's going to be your field tonight. As the pace car starts getting rolling here. And again, I expect to see some excitement here. We saw a lot of excitement in the cup race last night. A lot of hard racing, some side-by-side. And I expect to see a lot of the same tonight. We see the cars rolling off a pit road here.
This should be a fun one for sure. We got Stephen Black on the bottom, Brian Nudie on the top.
And can Stephen Black win one, or is he going to have another late race unfortunate event happen for him tonight?
I don't know.
Don't forget, next week is the Roval, and after that, we're going to have our final race at Las Vegas. So,
what a track to have the final race of the season.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm also enjoying that 00 truck, the Jelly Belly machine. That's a good-looking paint job as well.
I believe Jelly Belly has been on a car in NASCAR.
Has.
Yep,
Yes,
Corey Roper, I think.
there you go. Well, here we go. The pace car is about to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Stephen Black's going to lead them into the starting zone. We're going to wait for those lights on the top of the screen to turn green. Green flags in the air. And Stephen Black with a great jump here. Brian Nudie.
Still got Nudie hanging out on the outside, but I believe Stephen Black is now officially clear of the 40, so it's now side-by-side racing between Colin Willems and Brian Nudie, and that 18 gets clear of Brian Nudie. So 1, 2, and 3 single file at the moment, but we see a little crisscross from Colin Willems, and he jumps up to the high side trying to come around the 98 of Stephen Black.
Oh, we got one around. Looks like Dylan Redding around, but able to hold on to it. It wasn't Dylan Redding, I'm sorry. I believe. Not really sure who it was. I see James Moore. We see one car, De Buccino, going through the grass down there. I did see a bunch of smoke and somebody sideways. Not really sure who that was. It might have been, it was Logan Hagerman.
Huh.
Hagerman dropped all the way back down to, it's either Hagerman or Michael White. They both jumped down or lost a few positions here, so. But up front, you've got the top 3. Stephen Black, Colin Williams, Brian Nudie, all nose to tail here.
We do have Joseph Wright and Dustin Buck going at it at the moment. Dustin Buck right now is clear at the moment of the 82 in 4th place, but Joe's right on his back bumper. Trying to set something up here. There he goes low. He's got his teammate Eddie Morris behind him. Both of them trying to get by that Jelly Belly car.
And they're both going to clear the 00. And it looks like Colin Williams and Brian Nudie still keeping all over the back bumper of the 98. It looks like Nudie's going to look to the inside. Oh, Colin Williams almost gets up into the wall.
That would have hurt him and allowed the 40 of Brian Nudie to get under him. But I think they're going to stay single file for a little bit longer before somebody makes a move.
Yeah, and it was a great start. Oh, yellow flag is
what
out.
In the world? I have no idea. Mike Rentz, maybe?
Taking a look here, see if we can see exactly what
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The legend and Mike Rentz get into it.
Yeah, it looks like Fronek. So we're going to get back to the action here. Looks like the 91 of Rentz just to the just to the inside of Greg Fronek.
And then Sylvan Seguin, nowheres to go, right into the back of Mike Rentz.
Yeah, especially right there, he's got the smoke. He can't see anything. Runs into the back of Rentz. And Fronek holds on to it. Rentz, actually no real damage for either one of them.
I love the new smoke and I hate the new smoke. Because it looks cool as from a broadcaster standpoint, from a driver standpoint, I hate it. Because you're almost blind.
And I'm trying to find. I think it was Michael White that got sideways. What's the replay right here? And yeah, it was the 09 of Michael White. He was able. Oh, and Hagerman did get loose too. So the two of them, I said it was one or the other. It ended up being both of them. So that kind of shows exactly what happened there. So able to find that pretty quickly.
Got 3 people on pit road, Seguin and Mike Rentz, who were both involved in that previous incident. Also, Matt Knights was on pit road. He's Xing right now. I'm not sure why. I don't know. Tires is not a necessity. I think he maybe might have gotten a little bit damaged somehow.
Well,
in like a battle.
Either that or Matt might have been paying attention last night, watching how the fuel mileage could really pay off for you if you're able to stretch it just a little bit further. So I wonder if Matt's going to use that same strategy tonight to stretch it a little bit further to help himself at the end. Here comes the bot squad now.
The bot squad. All right, Colin Willems and Nick Mather. We got 2 people to pull for tonight.
That's right. Nick is normally in the group there cheering Colin on, and tonight he's running in the race. Coralie is normally programmed. Usually rooting on Colin, but we'll have to tell Colin he's got to get his bots fixed.
Sometimes there can be a glitch in the system. Sometimes
it's an error in the matrix. Cassie Willem says, "Let's go, Colin." Abby-Anna Dixon also says, "Let's go, Colin." So everybody's rooting on their favorite drivers. Cyree Reed says, "Go Colton Kinsey."
Colton Kinsey, let's see. Where is he at? So Mather's in 15th right now. Colin Willems is in 2nd. And Colton Kinsey is in 12th. He's made his way up 11 spots from... He actually started in last place. So he's made his way up far through the field.
Colton Kinsey in the... his paint job is... I think he forgot to load his paint job because I just see a plain white car with his MIP file on it. So, what do you see for that Ford truck? Seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
I see the number 4 Monster Energy machine.
So it might be on my end. I do apologize for that.
I don't know. But I do want to take this time to talk about Scrubbing Bubbles and SC Johnson Family Company. So I was kind of blind about Scrubbing Bubbles until I was introduced to it by Mr. Brian Nudie, and since then I've just loved Scrubbing Bubbles because cleaning a mess shouldn't be a stress. A sleepless night is easier to deal with than toilet cleaning, really, with Scrubbing Bubbles Fresh Gel. Each stamp gets your toilet clean fresh for up to 12 days, preventing buildup of lime scale and toilet rings. It's cleaning reinvented because remember, cleaning up a mess shouldn't be a stress.
That's for sure. As the lights on the pace car have gone off, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Here we go. Stephen Black on the bottom, and this time on this restart, he's got that 18 car starting on the outside him. Let's see if he can get a good restart and make a move on the outside.
One thing we can guarantee is with Isaiah Gill not being in the race tonight, we know it's going to be at least a clean restart.
Once a broadcast is a healthy amount to mention that.
Especially here in the Truck Series. I mean, Texas and Atlanta are very similarly shaped, so
for sure,
you know, you could easily have that same reenactment here as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn.
Don't do it, all 23, y'all. Don't do it.
Green flag's back in the air, and Stephen Black does get out to a great jump here on both Colin Williams and Brian Nudie. And we'll see Joe Wright working the high side of his teammate Eddie Morris with the Dustin Buck right there on the low line. So Colin's going to slide back into the third spot. So Nudie's going to take over the second spot and set his eyes on Stephen Black.
He's getting a great run on the back straightaway. I think in the next couple laps you might see that 40 car try to make a move. And we are side by side as Eddie Morris is going to stay in fourth. And Dustin Buck now making a pass on Joe for fifth. And now got teammates battling right now. We got Logan Hagerman and Joe Wright. Hagerman gets by him. Joe is falling like a rock at the moment.
Yeah, I think Joe just stuck on that high side. Not able to get a good run that he wants, but he's going to try to tuck in. He's going to try to tuck in front of Pacino there, but Pacino was able to get around him. So now Joe's going to be able to get down to that bottom side.
Ooh, crossover. Looked low. Couldn't make anything with that. And oh my.
Colin Williams has gotten back around Brian Nudie, and now Eddie Morris is running through that high side trying to get around Nudie. So Nudie is actually fallen back a little bit, and I thought they were about to be 3 wide for a second coming off of turn number 2.
Let's see. We got Buccino now in 5th, getting by Mr. Eddie Morris.
Eddie was going to try to cross him over, but looks like he's going to have to ride back in. And yeah, Joe Wright is just falling like a rock right now.
There goes Dylan Redding by him. And right now, Dylan Redding's actually trying to track down Brian Merle Jr. And he's going to fall in line. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that 82. He's falling like a rock.
Doesn't look like he has any damage. Last night, I know he fell like a rock. But as he got into the back of the 11 of Dylan Redding there,
ooh.
Last night he was falling like a rock, but he had some damage to that spoiler. He had some damage to the rear from an early race crash, or incident, I should say. So up front, though, Stephen Black's starting to stretch his legs a little bit, as he's half a second over Colin Williams now.
He's getting comfortable for sure. I think right now what's going through his head is he just hopes that we can have a caution-free for the rest of the race, and he can just stay out front, have a good pit strategy, and just go on a Sunday cruise to the finish. That is not always what happens for Stephen Black.
As we'll take a look at the last lap times for the two up there, and Colin Williams is actually starting to be a little bit faster here.
I don't know if it's tires. He might be tearing up the tires a little bit.
Or could Stephen Black be holding back a little bit the safest tires?
That could be the case. It could be either. We'll have to ask him if he gets in the top 3.
Yeah, just looks like on the... Well, figured we'd be able to see both of their times there. There we go.
Ooh.
So Colin's a little bit faster. I'm sorry, Stephen's a little bit faster on the first half of the lap. And I think Williams is a little faster on the second half of the lap. As the yellow flag is out, and that's exactly what it is.
Ooh. It's Dave Wright.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it was something in front of him. Look at the 11 of Dylan Redding. He looks like a missile coming down the track. Oh, looks like we saw some contact maybe from the 74 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles car.
Oh, you got it right here. And yeah, it looks like the 74 and the 11 make a little bit of... that might have been a little bit of netcode, or... Nope, there's the... Wow!
If that was real life, I would be worried. That was a hard hit, and then, oh! The 37 car of Derek Chapu just runs right into Mr. Dylan Redding, and there's a fun little ride right there.
That was, yeah, that's not a fun ride at all that he just took, and we'll take you on board here. This is real time.
Oh boy. Again, if that was real life, I would be very, very scared.
Oh, something else I just saw at the end of this. Colton Kinsey, and I'm not really sure who that is behind him. Oh, that's where Dave Wright made his contact. Him and Dave Wright with Colton Kinsey. So.
Ah. Oh, and then they. Man, that was interesting.
So,
Second caution.
Second caution. A couple different incidents going on. And I do apologize, folks. I'm not 100% sure what the stage end is. I believe it's going to be lap 20.
You're not sure?
Our information was deleted off the server, so I do apologize for that.
Siri Reed said that's a Rega crash.
See if anybody comes down in the pit road here. No, it looks like everybody's going to stay out. As I mentioned, we are coming to the end of the stage. I imagine it's either going to be lap 20 or lap 25.
We will see. We got some people exiting pit road, Mo. Let's see, the 95. We got we got a few people. Matt Knights, Dustin Buck, Dave Wright, all heading onto pit road.
So yeah, if you're towards the back of the pit field, it makes sense to come in because you're outside that top 10. You're not going to be racing for the stage points here.
For sure. Aaron Cross says, let's go Dev Booch. Where's he at? He's in the top 5 right now. 5th place. In a pretty good position at the moment. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the top 5 is all playoff drivers.
That it is.
So this is there's a lot on the line right now between the top 5.
And I'm going to check in with Max real quick, see if I can figure out what the stage is. So, hey Max, what lap is the stage end?
20.
It is lap 20?
Lap 20, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
What you got, reporter Josh Hall?
So, lap 20 will be the stage end. So the lights are coming off on the pace car.
Okay.
So we're going to have a 1-lap shootout for the stage win here.
This should be interesting. It's either going to be the top 5 again are all playoff drivers, and this is going to mean a lot for them. So watch, Stephen Black, Colin Willems, Hagerman, Nudie, Devin Buccino, all of them are in the playoffs. And then also we got, let's see, is Joe still? Nope, he's not.
Nope. So Greg Froelich is sitting in 11th right now. So he needs to move up a position to get some bonus points here. Colton Kinsley, as we mentioned, got caught up in that last wreck. And Brian Merrill Jr. sitting back in 18th. Those are the 3 cars that are outside the top 5. So Isaiah Gill, who's out of the race, not racing tonight, but Colin Williams, Brian Nudie, Devin Buccino, Logan Hagerman. Those 4 cars are your playoff drivers that are currently in the top 5.
So here we go. 1-lap shootout for the stage win. And just a little, by the way, even after the stage ends, we're going to stay green flag just because it's not NASCAR.
Yep, these guys continue to race it out, and they figure out the points afterwards. Max did not start in park. Max came in to be an admin, so.
But it still says he's a driver.
Yep. Here comes Stephen Black to the restart line. Green flag.
What a jump.
And he's going to check out here. But here comes Nudie to the inside of Colin Willems. Nudie trying to get those 9 points here for coming in second in the stage, and he's going to get around Colin.
Let's see, we got Hagerman looking low under Colin Willems for third place. Oh, nope, he's going to stay behind. So looks like as they cross the line for the stage, it's going to be for the top 10, Stephen Black, Brian Nudie, Colin Willems, Hagerman, Devin Buccino, Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, James Moore, Derek Chaput, and TJ Floyd as your top 10.
As Colin Willems is getting some heavy pressure right now
From
from
Logan Hagerman.
Logan Hagerman. Yeah, Grandma Hagerman must be loving to see that right now.
And there he goes, looking low under Nudie because he knows that his time is limited because he's got that 7 car, and he's going to follow Colin Willems under that 40 car. And there goes Logan Hagerman going under the 18.
Yeah, and these guys are actually catching Stephen Black pretty quickly right now. They're not. Stephen isn't pulling away like he was before, and Hagerman and Colin Willems and Hagerman, the two fellow countrymen, the Canadians, almost getting into each other right there, and that caused Hagerman to have to check up real hard, and you see how much time he lost. But now Colin Willems looking to the outside of Stephen Black.
That might be a fast way around the track. I don't know. The track is always changing. Let's see if he can make it work. Nope. There he goes, looking low now. That 18 car is fast right now.
Yeah, he used the high side to get a great run down the backstretch and get that run to get around Stephen Black here. And here comes Hagerman following him on through as well.
He gets clear of the 98. Here comes the 7 car now heading under as well. And he's right now competing for the lead. He's going to head under the 18 and challenge.
Side by side down the backstretch.
Almost 3 wide there.
Yeah, Stephen Black thought it was going to go 3 wide, but side by side now, turns 3 and 4. Hagerman and Colin Willems. Hagerman by a nose here, and I think Hagerman's going to be able to take the lead here.
Yep, he led that lap.
Isn't
sure.
quite clear yet, but he's trying, and I believe he's going to be clear coming off turn number 2. Yeah, he's clear of him now.
So your new leader, I knew this race was going to be full of lead changes. I don't think this is going to be the last one.
And a truck that we thought was falling off pretty bad and didn't know where he was going. Look who's up into the 6th spot.
You're right. He's trying to maybe get by Devin Buccino. As looks like Devin Buccino, speaking of him, he's heading under Brian Nudie for 4th.
Yeah, now it looks like Nudie's starting to fall back, and I don't know if he ran his tires off too much or what happened there.
Might be saving. I don't know. Oh, they're side by side as Nudie is kind of making the high side work.
We ride along with Brian Nudie here. See Chino get around him, and let's listen to see how much he actually lifts here going into the corner.
While we watch that, I do want to mention Stephen Black has the lead once again.
A lot of throttle play from Brian Nudie, as you mentioned, Stephen Black back to the lead.
He has Logan Hagerman right on his bumper saying, hey, that lead is mine.
Let's take a look at all of our playoff drivers a little further back. So we got Stephen Black, Hagerman, Colin Willems, Devin Buccino, Brian Nudie, your top 5. Then we've got Greg Froelich.
In 12.
He's the first car that's not part of this little lead group here. Sitting back in 12, but having a solid day. Staying out of trouble. And
right behind him is Merle. In 13th. He's about 2 seconds. And then in 16th, I believe I've seen some shout-outs for him. We got Colton Kinsey.
And that's where your playoff drivers are, except for Isaiah Gill, who didn't make the start. As Devin Buccino now going around with a big push. Look at that. You see a draft like that at Talladega, a big bump draft or the tandem drafting. Joseph Wright up into the 4th spot. Now he's underneath Stephen Black.
He's battling for 3rd. Let's see, can he get a good run on this front straightaway?
He's going to clear him.
Yeah.
And now Brian Nudie battling here. Colin Willems trying to get underneath Stephen Black, who's trying to get underneath Joe Wright, who's trying to get underneath Brian Nudie. The 5 of them were just staggered for a moment, but we see David Wright on pit road right now.
Interesting. Strategy, maybe?
Could be strategy, or he might have some issues going on from that earlier wreck. As now Stephen Black's looking to the inside of Joe Wright.
Going for that 3rd position. Let's see, can he get clear? He does. So new driver in 3rd place. Let's see if he can get up there to Nudie and Buccino.
And the 2 drivers that were just battling for the lead, just a few moments ago, Colin Willems and Logan Hagerman are now currently sitting back in 5th and 6th.
Oh, how the times change. Oh, there goes Hagerman on the outside. Gets a great run in the turns. He lost the momentum, though, and he's going to fall back in behind the 18. But, oh, as I say that, here comes Derek Chaput in that 37 car.
Yeah.
Trying to get something done.
And up front, Stephen Black gets around Brian Nudie. And now he's setting his sights on Devin Buccino. So it's almost like you don't want to be leading this race in this truck series. A completely different race than what we saw last night in the Cup Series. These guys are racing hard. They're racing every lap like it's the last lap.
What a beautiful Pelican on the back of that 68. I will say that the Pelican's name is Marty, after the words Mardi Gras, which is a New Orleans tradition because they serve New Orleans shaved ice. Fun fact.
Yeah, here comes Joe Wright back into the 4th spot. He's trying to work the high side around Nudie, but he's going to have to fall back in line.
I'm kind of... I want to see some more drafting.
We're seeing it right now. Is Stephen Black now challenging for the lead?
Let's see. Can Nudie maybe give him a push? He gets under the 68 of Devin Buccino, and we got a new leader, Stephen Black, once again.
Now Joseph Wright to the outside of Brian Nudie, trying to make that high side work. He saw them checking up in front of him, and he's going to lose a position to Hagerman, I think, right here.
They're side by side as we enter the back straightaway. There goes Nudie looking below Devin Buccino, trying to make a pass for a second. Nope, he stays in 3rd, couldn't quite make the pass. And Joe able to hang on to the 4th spot. Stays clear at the moment of Logan Hagerman.
And while this is going on, Colin Willems has hit pit road.
Strategy, more strategy. This could pay off in the long run for that 18.
Oh, almost a little bit of contact between Buccino and Brian Nudie there. And here comes Hager. Look at Hagerman. Oh, here comes Stephen Black on the pit road.
All right, I think we're going to end Devin Buccino as well. I think we're going to start seeing some drivers flood onto pit road. So with everybody heading in, that means that Brian Nudie is your current leader. He has a strategy in his head at the moment.
As they were almost 3 wide coming down the backstretch, Derek Chaput moving up into that 3rd spot, splitting Eddie Morris and Joe Wright. I see Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, Derek Chaput, the 61 of Moore, all coming on the pit road for green flag stops.
And Brian Nudie.
And Brian Nudie. That's going to give TJ Floyd the lead.
Okay.
And I believe TJ came in. Yeah, TJ last pit on lap 16. So, TJ Floyd, Michael White, Dustin Buck,
while.
Brian Merle Jr., Stoney Benfield, Colton Kinsey, Matt Knight, Mike Rentz. These guys all pit between lap 16 and 18. So I think they're going to be able to stay out quite a bit longer.
Interesting. Love the strategy call by those drivers. Oh, and also Sylvain Seguin.
Oh yeah, Sylvain's out there too. So, although he last pit on lap number 5,
Ooh.
But it's still a few more laps than what the leaders had because they hadn't pit at all. So,
Oh, Colton Kinsey's in now.
yep, Colton Kinsey just hit pit road. As we got a little battle here between TJ Floyd and Michael White.
Oh, 49 gets loose on the... Oh, jeez.
Wow. Caution is out for one of the wildest rides we've seen in a while. And that's going to bring up our Wreckage Rewind. It almost looked like the image in our Wreckage Rewind there. As a little bit, as we saw...
I'm dead.
Yep,
Oh.
as we saw the 49 truck get just a little bit loose.
Yeah, I saw him get loose, and I thought that was going to give the 09 an opportunity to get by, and then just that happened.
So you see the 49 sideways in front of the 09, and he looks like he was going to catch it, but he overcorrected it right into the 09. And it's just one of those little glitches where you get stuck in the wall and get flung up into the air. And I believe the truck landed on top of Michael Provolt.
Wait a minute. Let's take a look. We see some black smoke fly out of that 49.
Yeah, that was some engine smoke there. Let's
Yep, he landed on top of Provolt.
He did. Let's rewind here. I actually want to ride along with Provolt here to see
what he saw. That would be fun. Let's take a look at that. He just sees a NASA space mission going on. And then he just lands right on top of him. That's again, I've said this before. If this was real life, I would be extremely concerned for TJ Floyd. But this is iRacing, so I can laugh at that. Siri Reed says, ouch, yes. He has been released from the infield care center. He's fine. He's perfectly okay. He's pretty much the same as he was during the wreck, but I just want to update everyone who is concerned. He's okay. We did see Mike Rentz, Matt Knights, and Stoney Benfield go into the pits.
And it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, but 10th on back are a lap down. Is that correct?
Yep. Drivers like Stephen Black, Devin Buccino, Brian Nudie, Hagerman, Colton Kinsey, all of them are stuck right now a lap down. We do see Michael White go into the pits. And that means that Dustin Buck is going to be our new leader in the Jelly Belly car.
Now, I'm trying to find Dustin here, and you can see that Stephen Black is actually behind him. So that's going to trap all those cars a lap down. Because Dustin Buck last came in on lap 18. So he still has enough fuel to stay out there. Now, Michael Provolt, who's in front of him, is a lap down. But because he's in front of him, he's going to be able to wave around the pace car here.
And put him back on a lead lap.
And look who's going to restart on the outside. The legend, Greg Froelich.
For sure. In that Federal Hockey League machine. Siri Reed says, let's hope he didn't have a full motion rig. That would have been awful if he would have had a full motion rig. It would have been like you were going to Mars or something.
You ever see those rigs those guys use for fighters?
Fighter pilots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you imagine hooking up your racing rig to one of those?
That would be fun.
And then running the Dirt Domination Series?
We always see people flipping on there.
Allie, what we got coming on tomorrow night?
So we got Double Dirt Thursdays tomorrow night. Got the dirt cars in our early slot. And then our late slot, we have the iOS Dirt Dominator Series. So if you're watching and you like dirt racing, then stay tuned and turn on your notifications on Facebook, Twitch and YouTube. And by the way, for those of you racing on e-racing TV, these races will not be broadcast on there. We're going to have some dirt racing. And again, the Iowa Dirt Dominators, some of these guys in the race tonight are going to be in it, including one of our broadcasters. He's a little bit unknown at the moment. His name's Josh Hall. He's making his way up the ranks. How have you liked it so far?
You know, this is my first real experience racing a dirt league. I'm not the best dirt racer, I will admit that, but it's making me a better asphalt racer, which is awesome. I see a message on Twitch that says all the dirt rules. I believe that's Mick, isn't it?
That's Mick. We love to see it. I've had fun announcing those races, and
but at least, I was gonna say, the lights on the pace car are off.
Oh boy, here we go. We got the legend on the top, Dustin Buck on the bottom. Here we go.
Green flag in the air. Great jump from Dustin Buck on Fronek here as they go across the line, and side by side for third and fourth place between Stony Benfield and Brian Merle Jr. Looks like Junior's going to be able to get by. Junior Nation on their feet as he was up into the third position.
We saw Stony Benfield go way up the track, and that's going to allow Matt Knights to get up to that back bumper of the 74 machine.
Yeah.
You see a battle between, who's that, Michael White and Mike Rentz.
Yeah,
Don't look now, Stephen Black is coming.
Oh, we got a yellow out on the track.
Oh, that's James Moore, who is a lapped out. Let's take a look.
So I already got this all dialed up here. See if we can see exactly what happened to James Moore.
Looks like he just got loose, and
Yep, just drove it in a little bit too deep. Spun out right in front of Brian Nudie. Brian Nudie catches a piece of it. And I don't know how much damage. Yeah, it looks like quite a bit of damage. Oh, Derek Chaput gets a little piece of it as well.
man, disappointing there for that 61. We see cars going all sorts of places all over the track.
Take a look at the front of Nudie's truck here as he comes by. We want to make sure. Doesn't look like it's got too much damage, but it looks like he does have a little crinkle on the hood there.
It's just a little crinkle. It ain't hurting enough.
With the magic of iRacing here, let's take a look at the. Oh yeah, that's a little bit more than a little bit of a crinkle. That's pretty beat up there on the front. So don't think it's going to cause him to overheat or anything like that, but it's definitely going to make his night a little bit longer.
So with Dustin Buck heading into the pits, that's going to mean that the legend, Greg Fronek, is in the lead now. And by the way, Stephen Black got the wave around, so don't look now, but that 98 is coming.
Yeah, he's got a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the field out there right now, so that's going to be nice for him. But yeah, Greg Fronek, your leader, last pit on lap 40, so he should be on the same strategy as what would have been our leaders before. A tough break for all those guys falling a lap down because of the way the caution fell.
I love seeing this strategy come into play here.
So what we were saying before the yellow cam, or before we went back green flag racing, I've been really enjoying the Dirt Dominator series. It's my first real adventure in dirt, and the guys in there, there's some really, really fast cars in there. What's his name? Kinsey there. No relation to Colton. Just incredibly fast. But yeah, I've been learning a little bit of dirt. I've been learning how the track changes, how much the track ruts up, and that's the thing I have the most trouble with right now, is navigating the ruts as the track really comes apart.
There is a lot of ruts and rumble strips and whatnot on dirt, for sure.
See Brian Nudie on pit road, getting that damage fixed. I don't see him using a reset, so he's just getting damage fixed right now. A couple cars coming off pit road. Looks like they were just topping up. Mick says that you should come hang out with the dirt cars. Mick, I would love to hang out with the dirt cars. Unfortunately, work doesn't allow me to. So,
But if any of y'all watching want to come hang out with the dirt cars, make sure to contact Mick Olofsson and the gang. If you would like to join in on the fun.
yeah,
It's a fun league with great racing.
it's tough when Wednesdays and Thursdays you work till 9 Eastern. So it's tough for me to be able to get into the him work. That's true. So it's tough for me to get into the races. So that's why I race that league. Yeah, it's tough to sometimes to race as much as I'd like to. But yeah, Dean Qualley says, "Way to go, Greg! Awesome seeing that 71 up front. It is nice to see that 71 truck up front. We don't speak too much of Greg. Usually he's pretty quiet, keeping himself out of trouble." But
And recently, in the iRacing chat, he has been crickets. He normally is very, very, let's say, outgoing in the chat. But recently, it's been crickets for him in the ARCA race. And I believe in the Cup race.
So Greg Frodick on the inside, Brian Merle Jr., Junior Nation on the outside. Then you have Stony Benfield and our own Matt Knights in that fourth spot.
That would be crazy if Matt Knight's got to win. That'd be great. Or a top 5 or top 3 or top 10 or top 15 would be nice as well.
Yeah, he's having a great run tonight. It's nice to see a couple new faces up at the front right now.
How about this? If he finishes in the top 15, we'll give him an interview. Because I've interviewed him a couple of times in the Intensity Racing League Short Track Series when he's finished 10th out of 10, and boy, he has some of the greatest interviewed.
Maybe we'll be able to interview him tonight if he gets the podium, so.
I'm secretly rooting for that 38, but let's see what happens with the legend in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Gil's Pizza Car.
And Greg Frodick immediately on the gas as soon as the pace car pulls off, which is legal. And the green flag's in the air. Greg Frodick with a great jump. Brian Merle Jr. hanging back there. Benfield, and then Matt Knights.
And then it's a mess in the behind them. We got like 3 wide racing right now between Colin Willems, Sylvan Seguin, and Mike Rentz. This is madness, but we look back up front and here's Michael White heading under Matt Knights in that 09 machine. He's got a fast truck at the moment.
Yeah, we're going to stay back with this gaggle of cars. They're all jostling back here because it's been a tight race here.
There goes Colin Willems under Mike Rentz. Yep, he gets clear. And Devin Buccino do the same.
And Devin Buccino is the first car a lap down right now. So he's trying to work his way back up to the front so he, or at least stay up there ahead of Logan Hagerman to stay in that lucky dog position.
Well, the dirt says Matt filled in for you last week. You did a great job. Go, Matt. Yes. I was actually at the Ollie's All-Star Dirt Race at Virginia Motor Speedway, which Tony Stewart won, which was pretty awesome. And oh no.
Yellow flag is
This
out.
is not good. But thank you, Matt Knights, for subbing for me. But let's take a look at what happened. Oh, it was in that gaggle of cars. Saw 3 wide racing and Mather and Dave Wright get in it. Excuse me.
Yeah, so let's take a look here and see what happened here. And oh, it looks like yeah, the 16 of Mathers and Dave Wright. Dave wrecking right in front of his brother Joe Wright.
Eddie gets involved. Colton Kinsey. That was a mess.
Oh, Joe getting a big chunk out of it. There's Colton getting involved as well. Looked like Eddie Morris. Eddie Morris getting caught up in it. I think Brian Nudie. Oh, Brian Nudie smoking. Brian gonna have to take that reset now. See if we can see exactly what happened to Nudie, because I thought he was gonna be pretty much through it. Oh, Eddie Morris. Yeah. Eddie Morris came up in front of him. So tough break. But
Got
looks like Nudi's going to be able to get into pit road, get that thing fixed up.
And a lot of drivers getting involved in that wreck, so we got a lot of people on pit road. Colin Willems, Mike Rent, Sylvan Seguin. I don't actually think Colin Willems was involved in that one. But we got the Wright stuff. Joseph Wright, Brian Nudi, Nick Mather, Dave Wright. What? Drop a comment if that's going to be his new name. I've tried to experiment with stuff. Got Front Row Joe. But how about the Wright stuff? For the new nickname of that number 82 machine.
See Brian Nudi getting his truck fixed up, getting back on track.
What a storyline.
But up front,
see that truck get back out there.
But up front, we still have the 71 of Greg Froelich. It looks like Logan Hagerman will be getting the lucky dog this time by. I'm sorry. Buccino got the lucky dog this time by, so he's going to be able to get in there, get some tires. If I was him, I'd go in and pit just because why not? You get a free pit stop.
Thank you, Mick. I appreciate that. It took all of my brain power to come up with that.
Well, Atlee, the clock just turned 11 o'clock, so you know what that means.
That means
your
crazy stuff is about to happen.
Your brain goes to mush. We've got quite a few cars on pit road. Matt Knight's going in and pitting. Dustin Buck, Devin Buccino, Colton Kinsey, excuse me. Eddie Moore still on the pit road. Brian Nudi back on pit road as well.
It is a common occurrence when the clock turns 11 o'clock, when you're on iRacing, weird stuff begins to happen. Of course, this will not be affecting people in the Central, Mountain, Pacific, Alaska, Aleutian, and Hawaiian time zones.
Did you say Aleutian?
Yes.
I love it.
That's the name of the time zone. Yep. I don't know. Do we got any people from Alaska? It's a beautiful place, and I've always wanted to go there.
You know, I have a friend of mine who lives up there, and, you know, I don't know, it's kind of not my cup of tea. I don't know if I could spend an entire couple days in the dark with no sunlight.
That would be kind of depressing.
Or in the summertime where you have the day where the sun doesn't set.
You can't get any sleep.
No, you know, in Alaska, they actually have a 24-hour baseball game on that day.
Really?
Fun fact. Yeah, the sun does not...
Let me further research that.
Yep, the sun does not set, so they have a 24-hour long baseball game. No inning count. They just go for until the sun sets the next day.
Yep, it's called the Midnight Sun Game. The Midnight Sun Game is an amateur baseball game played every summer solstice at Groudon Memorial Park in Fairbanks, Alaska. Because the sun is out for almost 24 hours, the game starts at about 10:30 at night and completes around 1:30 the next morning. However, Fairbanks Summer Time Zone differs by about an hour from local solar time, coupled by state's observance. And it's had a lot of big teams. It's had some college teams. Most recently, this year, it's going to be happening on June 21st between the Alaska Gold Panners and the Everett Merchants. I don't know if it's broadcasted.
That'd be kind of cool to watch, but here you go. See, Atlee taught you something tonight.
Fun fact. Head out there. I don't know if tickets are available because, you know, there's a pandemic going on, but June 21st, 2021, head out to Groudon Memorial Park in Alaska for a fun time.
Intensity Broadcasting. Come for the racing, stay for the trivia.
Especially on Wednesday nights after 11 o'clock. Because it's 11 o'clock right now. After 11 o'clock in Eastern Time Zone, for those of our Eastern Time Zone drivers, it's about to get nuts. Green flag is back out. The legend gets a good jump, and Michael White moves into second place.
And we saw Brian Merrill Jr. almost gill it there as he was cutting on the accelerator, but able to keep it going straight, unlike we've seen in the past. And Stephen Black all underneath the 74 of Ryan Merle Jr. And right behind him, Colin Willems as well. So those guys have gotten themselves back onto the lead lap, and they're coming.
Yeah, Greg Froelich and Michael White need to look out because they're coming.
Yeah, and you can see those fresh tires already to the back bumper of Froelich.
Oh my gosh, it's a crazy difference. Here comes
Three
Steven
wide.
Black. Goodness, that's a recipe for disaster. They hang on to it. Come on, we got Steven Black. Yep, he's gonna take the lead. So fresh tires, proving to be well for that 98. He takes the lead.
And they were still 3 wide back there. Brian Merle Jr. on the outside. They're bouncing off each other. Froelich, though, hanging on tight in that 3rd spot. He's going to tuck in behind Willems here.
Can he keep it?
As we see Michael White trying to get to the inside of Froelich.
And this is the pass for 3rd. Let's see. Remember, Froelich is a playoff driver.
Yeah, so he's doing everything he can trying to stay out there. What he's hoping is he can stay out there long enough if another yellow comes out that he gets on the same cycle, same pit cycle as everybody else.
Here comes Brian Merle Jr. heading under that 71. I don't know. That 71 is falling like a rock at the moment.
Up front, though, Colin Willem all over the back bumper of Steven Black now.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Colin takes the little look, but he's not quite there enough to make the pass. And on fresh tires, you know who's making a decent move right now?
Devin Buccino. Oh, no, Matt Knight. Devin Buccino, despite getting the lucky dog, has stayed in 10th, and he is trying to get up there to Derek Chaput, but Matt Knight, the legend himself, is chilling out in 8th place right now. He does have TJ Floyd and Joe Wright trying to track him down. Let's see if he can hang on to it.
Yeah, and Michael Provolt, Logan Hagerman, Joe Wright, Brian Nudie, Derek Chaput, they're all fighting for the lucky dog right now, in case something was to come out. But we are about 10-15 laps past the halfway mark here. These guys will have to, I believe, going to have to make one more pit stop.
I'd say so, from what we've seen.
A little further back, a little gaggle of cars here. Mike Rentz getting passed by the faster lap cars of Michael Provolt, Logan Hagerman. Here comes Dylan Redding.
Oh boy.
Dylan currently running in the 19th position, but he's got a little bit fresher tires. Also back here, Sylvain Seguin and Dustin Buck battling for 10th and 11th with Devin Buccino right in front of them.
I mean, if Dylan Redding has Pelican Snowball in the car, he's number 1. But looks like Michael White has caught up to Colin Willems and Steven Black. He's hanging with them.
Yeah, he is right there as they're working around the lap car of Colton Kinsey.
That's going to put him now multiple laps down.
As a playoff driver, that's not what you want, but, you know, next week, stranger things can happen at the Roval.
Oh, gosh. I'm very excited for that.
Great battle up front here as these guys are still nose to tail.
By the way, we got Devin Buccino heading under Matt Knights for 8th. He's going to take that spot, and here comes Dustin Buck as well. So Matt Knights has fallen to 10th right now, and uh-oh, here comes Sylvain Seguin. Just another car that Matt Knights does not want to see in his rearview mirror.
Hey, Atlee, well, we don't have too much racing or battling going on track. Well, we
pump up the intensity.
Well, we pump it up.
There we go. he's fallen to third as Michael White moves into the second spot. He's hanging with the leaders at the moment.
And I just realized I had my microphone on mute. But what I was saying was, we saw Colin Willems lead a couple laps here. Now Stephen Black getting back in the front. Now Michael White moving up into that second spot. Dave Wright on pit road right now.
Ooh, strategy. Well, he's already a lap down, so
As we have just
it might be hard for him to come back from that.
as we have just 20 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway here in the iOS Truck Series.
And if you're just now joining us, it's been a wild one. Lots and lots of lead changes, pit strategy coming into play. We've seen lots of different leaders. From Greg Froelich to Stephen Black to Colin Willems to even Brian Nudi has led a couple, I think.
Yep, Nudie led quite a few laps, and yeah, they were trading positions up earlier, and we're starting to see that again as these tires kind of plateau here. Everybody's kind of able to run where they want to, but right now Stephen Black pulled away from Colin Willems a little bit.
Yep, same thing with Michael White. And you're right, I think right now this is going to be the highest point that these tires are going to have before the quality is going to start to drop slowly but surely.
Yeah, that's for sure. Is Greg Froelich, though, still having a great day, sitting back in the 5th position. So he's having a great run tonight. Great points.
Especially since he's in the playoffs.
Yeah, great points day for him. And I think that's really what he's looking for right now is a good points day. As Joe Wright.
Whoa! Jeez.
Joe Wright made a little contact with the lap car of Colton Kinsey, but he's able to hold on to it and keep it going straight. We saw that just out of the back corner of our eyes there.
Yeah, right while we were looking at Froelich. That was a tough one. We got Colton Kinsey and Derek Chaput on pit road. Potentially getting some new tires and some fuel. And they should be able to last them the rest of the race. I don't know. Dave Wright.
Oh, okay. Stephen Black is now pitting. I thought something happened to Stephen Black because he almost just stopped on track. But, it's Stephen Black coming on the pit road here.
And then we also got the legend, Greg Froelich, heading into the pits.
And right now, this is our battle for the lucky dog. Right now, Logan Hagerman is your lucky dog. You see 2 cars back, Brian Nudi in that red, white, blue machine. He is battling with Hagerman for that lucky dog.
And then Joe's a little bit farther behind, about 2 seconds behind them. But I think pit strategy might determine who comes out on top in that lucky dog position.
Yep, as Michael White now is your leader with Colin Willems behind. I imagine these 2 cars are going to be coming in to pit pretty soon.
I don't disagree with you.
There comes Michael White on the pit road. So that's going to give the lead to Colin Willems.
And let's see, Brian Merle Jr. moves into second. We do have a little bit of a battle going on right now between Matt Knights and Mike Rentz, kind of.
Yeah, we see these 2 trucks on track. It looks like Matt's able to get in a little bit deeper to the corner than Mike is.
So let's see if he can track him down. By the way, besides Michael White, saw Stoney Benfield and Michael Provolt also head into the pits. And we're also nearing 10 laps to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if some drivers, if it's possible, try to stretch it out, tires and fuel, for the rest of the race.
I was just kind of thinking the same thing. Let me pull up our pit strategy right here and take a look at. That's not what I wanted. So if we take a look at,
on average 35 lap stint.
Yeah, and right now Our
Going on 27 laps.
Yeah, so I think 37. These guys might be able to stretch it just a little bit. As we see Greg Froelich on fresh tires getting by these two right here. You know, if I'm guys like Matt Knights and Mike Renz and Sylvain Seguin, I might try to stretch it. Personally, I might try to slow it down just a little bit and see if I can make it to the end.
And I'm also watching, that might be the strategy for Colin Willems and Devin Buccino, who need a good run because they are in the playoffs.
Yeah, Colin Willems. Actually, Colin's coming on the pit road right now.
Ooh. I don't know. He heads in, and I believe, unless Devin Buccino heads in with him, which he does not, he is going to assume the lead now, and he's got some lap cars passing him, getting their laps back. Michael White gets his lap back.
I mean,
He's got Joe Wright and Dustin Buck behind him. Joe right now is in the lucky dog position at the moment. So if a caution comes out, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does, he will be getting the lucky dog.
well, you know, I hate to be that guy to say it, but as we saw last night, I don't think the lucky dog is going to come out tonight, or the caution is going to come out towards the end here, because Stephen Black's not leading.
Oh! I think I saw it in the corner of my eye when Colin Willems was exiting the pits. He might have gotten a little bit loose.
Yeah, he was drifting it out of the corner there.
We see Sylvain Seguin heading into the pits.
Yep. Stephen Black up into the 6th spot now, as we're watching our leader, Devin Buccino. And just behind him, behind Joe Wright, is the 00 of Dustin Buck, who would be your 2nd place driver. Here comes Colin Willow on those fresh tires, and you're starting to see him really make some moves here through the field.
Again, it's crazy how much of a difference it makes. But I'm wondering if Devin Buccino is going to try to stretch it out to the end. I wouldn't be surprised because I believe if you win this race, you're going on to the Final Four.
That is correct. So these guys are doing everything they can to lock themselves into the next round the easy way, so they don't have to worry about working as hard the next round. So Buccino has dropped his lap times quite a bit. He's about 2 seconds off the pace right now, just trying to save fuel.
Interesting. Let's see. Next driver, Dustin Buck, is about. He's gaining.
Yep.
Oh, there he goes
Buccino.
into the pits.
Yep, Matt
So
Knights is also pit.
We got Nudie, Joe, all are on the pit. So that means that Dustin Buck is our new leader.
And Dustin Buck did come in and top off during that last yellow, so he's got about 2 extra laps of fuel on that in that gas tank right now.
Can he make it to the end? That would be
No, he's
surprising
coming in
to
right
see.
now.
Oh, all right. So we see the 00 heading in.
Yep, so that's going to give the lead to the 91 of Mike Wright. No, Mike Rentz is coming on the pits as well. So
that means that Stephen Black is going to be getting the lead now with 4 to go. Can he finally get that win?
Or is the yellow going to come out? Not trying to jinx it, but we all know what's happened the last couple times Stephen Black has been out front. Can he finally get that monkey off his back? I'm sure he's got about 17 rabbit foots around his rig right now, and a couple golden horseshoes and some 4-leaf clovers.
For sure. Behind him, we got Michael White. He's about a second right now behind Stephen Black. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him or not with 3 to go.
Yeah, he's
Stephen Black, all he needs to do is hit his marks, keep it clean, and I think we might see him finally get the monkey off his back, as you said earlier.
Yeah, you can see that Michael White is starting to run a little bit faster laps, but he's a 1.5 seconds back.
There he goes around a lap car, Mike Rentz.
As you see that Delta actually it's dropped down below a second now. You can see Michael White is coming, and he's coming quickly.
Uh-oh. We've got less than... Can he do it?
2 laps to go, and he's gaining on him almost three tenths a lap. As the white flag is coming out this time by.
I don't think he can do it. He's got to, like, really wheel it if he wants to do it.
Atlee, he's a half second back and coming.
Can he do it? This is what you all have came and stayed for. Sierra Reed says, come on, Michael White. He's only 5/10 as we enter the trioval. I don't think he can do it.
Cross the line, Stephen Black finally gets a win. Michael White in second. Colin Willems comes home third. Greg Froelich with a great finish in fourth. Junior Nation in fifth. Devin Buccino. Junior Nation on their feet. Devin Buccino sixth. Dustin Buck, Stoney Benfield with a solid run in eighth. Mike Rentz and Matt Knights with a top 10.
Oh, you know what that means.
Great race, but your winner tonight, the 98 of Stephen Black, finally gets that monkey off his back and gets that thing in the victory lane.
It's a 26-year-old from Columbus, Mississippi. And look at that. That has got to be one of the most... I don't know what to say about that burnout. It's just... It means a lot. It's a very meaningful burnout.
Yep.
Siri says, congrats, Black. Yeah. And then we see Michael White also right beside, and he's going to celebrate. Second place is a pretty good finish. It might be one of his best finishes of the year, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't see Stephen Black in the playoff or in the point series, in the points here. So he, yeah, it's a good run for him tonight. Let's see if we can dial up our third place finisher here. See if anybody's in the booth. Colin is there. Colin, Atlee, and Josh in the booth. You got us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There you are. Man, congratulations on the third place finish. A great run tonight. You have to reprogram your bots, though, because they were pulling for you and Nick tonight, so you might want to get that fixed. But a great run overall. I saw at the beginning of the race, you, Stephen Black, a couple other drivers, Brian Nudie, battling tough. You guys were trading first place almost every other lap, it seemed like. Was it the tires were able to let you do that as they started to plateau and fall off, or was it just some hard racing out there between y'all?
Well, they seem to handle pretty similar to the Cup cars from last night, but the one thing I noticed was how much of an impact the draft had in the trucks. Before, last night when the other guys got ahead of me, I couldn't suck up to them, but tonight it felt like I could suck up to whoever was in front of me, no problem. So I think that played a big role and kept us tight up front.
So, I mean, when you knew that you had to go into the pits one more time, what was going to be your strategy to try to get the win?
A few strategies went through my mind there. After all those cautions, I came in and took fuel every time, hoping I could stretch it. I was about a gallon and a half shy. Debated a fuel only stop or a fuel and right side stop, but I knew I'd gonna have to be fast if I'm gonna beat Steven. So went with the 4 tires. Didn't work out, but I won't complain about third.
Do you think 2 tires might have been the better call?
Looking back now, yeah. If I have another shot at it, I might have. Yeah, I would. I'd have gone with the 2.
Well, awesome finish tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank? Any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Cody Moore. Actually, he gave me some tips to run well at Texas here, which did seem to help me save some tires. So thanks, Cody. I don't know who the bod squad to thank, so I'll thank Cassie for sure. But no, thank everybody out there. Yeah, I don't know if Junior Nation hacked into the bot squad and split us up or what he did, but
Well, we had Coralie, you had Abiana, you had Cassie. Nick was in the race tonight, so he couldn't root you on. But yeah, great job tonight, and I'm sure we'll talk to you about next week as we move on to the Roval. How you like your chances at the Roval?
I don't. So I'm really okay with third, and Isaiah not showing up tonight is weird. So I do feel a little bit better, but not great.
Well, the consensus in the booth here is Isaiah didn't show up because Texas is very similar shape to Atlanta, and we know what happens when he restarts at Atlanta. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's one of the reasons why he wasn't here tonight. But again, congratulations on the third place finish, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
And our second place finisher here, Michael White, Michael, Josh, and Atlee in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
There we go. I couldn't hear you the first time. Made great job coming home in second place tonight. Fantastic finish for you. Good points there, even though I know you're not in the playoffs. It feels good to run up front. How'd the race go from your point of view?
Yeah, thanks. It was all right. It was stayed up front there until I had the little incident with TJ, which kind of sucked. But he just got a little loose. I tried to go above him, and that's where he ended up. So that kind of sucked.
For sure. Now I gotta ask. Wait, I forgot my question. I don't know. So what was your strategy? I know. Was that your best finish of the year for you?
Yeah, it was, and it was just to keep hitting on them cautions early and get fuel, and that was just a strategy.
Yeah, fuel strategy seemed to be the key at the end there. And great job again coming home second place. Good to see some new faces out front. And anybody you'd like to thank? Any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I just gotta thank Operators Racing and TJ. He does all the strategies. So, and you guys for broadcasting.
Awesome, Michael. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish. And I'm sure, maybe we'll talk to you again soon as we move into the Roval next week.
I don't know about that, but I hope so.
Have a great one. And finally, our winner tonight, Stephen Black. Stephen, you got Josh and Atlee in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I do.
Man, after a heartbreak last night, coming home second, getting the win tonight, it must feel good to finally get that little monkey off your back.
Was I think the Kyle Busch comparison you made last night fits the bill here. I can't win in Cup, but put me in a truck and I'm gonna lead the most laps and have a shot at winning the race. But yeah, it was a good race overall. The draft was really strong, and I think everyone ran pretty clean up front. So
Now I gotta ask, what was your winning strategy? With tires and fuel.
I was going into it just trying to save as much fuel as possible on the cautions, and I know we had quite a few there, kind of in the middle of the race where I could run in fourth and just clutch it around the track, and it ended up being kind of perfect to make it a two stop race. So that was kind of the strategy, but I didn't think it was going to work out. Those cautions helped a lot.
Well, again, congratulations on the win. Any shout outs, any thanks you want to give tonight?
Shout out to Cody Moore for winning last night. I think Cyclone might be one of the most dominant teams on the track this season in all three series. But definitely shout out to all my teammates. Stoney had a good run. Sylvan was running well. Just bad luck on the pit strat. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting, Max for running the league, and shout out to all the airborne paratroopers in the world watching. Doesn't matter what country you're from. Jump out of an airplane, go to wetsuit.com and get some nice stuff for you to wear. Shout out to Brian Moody. I hate that he got caught up in whatever he got caught up in, but we can all say that we're thankful that Dustin Dean did not show up tonight. So, but yep, and we miss you, Isaiah.
Well, well, at least this is my thought on things. Is Isaiah didn't show up tonight because Texas and Atlanta are so very similarly shaped, and we know how restarts are for him. So it kind of makes sense why
It's a struggle.
it's a struggle for him. So we know it'd be a good idea for him to sit out this one. How do you like your chances next week though, going into the Roval?
We'll see if I run next week. I know this is like a part-time series for me, of course. Like I'm not in the playoffs, but this is my best series. So I might have to do some thinking about that because I wasn't planning on running trucks next season. But we'll see.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win. And if you do run next week or at Vegas, I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
And wait, who is that in the waiting room?
You want to pull him in?
I'll do it. Let's see. Let's get him in. This is Atlee and Josh in the booth. Is this Matt Pucker Knights?
Big Pucker, how you guys doing?
We're doing great, and wow, top 10 finish for that 38 snap-on car. I mean, you had a great performance. We saw a pit strategy really boost you up in the rankings. I mean, just give us a little rundown of what happened from your perspective here at Texas.
A little unfortunate, at least half the field got caught a lap down in the first one. And we were able to just stay on the lead lap and just keep plugging away. And, one more caution and we wouldn't have had to come in there at the end, but I was 4 laps short on fuel. So overall, good night, though. I'm getting more comfortable with these 1.5 miles.
For sure, Matt. And it was great to see you have a nice solid run, a top 10 with more than 10 cars on the track. So that's awesome to see as well. And I mean, it's just a fantastic run for you tonight. And it's got to be a little bit of a confidence boost for you as well.
Oh, for sure. And I appreciate you throwing that in about the 10 cars on the track.
We're kind of teasing the short track series and Cincinnati Racing short track series.
Wasn't always last in that one, but no, it was a good run tonight.
Well, for sure. Now, do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
Oh, you better believe it. First of all, everybody at Intensity Broadcasting, the whole crew does a great job. I appreciate being part of it with all of you guys. Joe and Eddie in the Discord with me tonight. Kind of showing me the lay of the land of getting around the track. Mima, Steve, Dayton, Cassie. Who am I forgetting? Dustin Dean Sucks. Gil's Dump Truck Service, fastest dump trucks in the Northwest. Get your pizza by next week or it's free. My beautiful smoking hot wife, she lets me do this, and I'm probably waking her up right now.
Well, awesome, man. Congratulations again. Top 10 solid night for you tonight. And how do you like your chances next week at the Roval?
I have no expectations. I have no idea. My expectations are low. Finish the race, hopefully on the lead lap.
Hey,
whatever else happens is a bonus.
There you go. That's the way to look at it. Matt, thanks for joining us tonight. And again, we'll talk to you again.
I appreciate you guys.
I'll see you on Tuesday night for sure.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, Josh. See you, man.
See you.
So, Atlee, what a race tonight.
What a race.
It was an awesome race tonight. We saw a lot of green flag racing. We saw a bunch of passes for the lead and a bunch of just hard racing overall. So, man.
After this race, I'm going to look at how many lead changes there were. It's got to be over double digits. 10 or 11.
I'm going to say probably closer to like 18. But, we'll have to see how things shake up next week as both iOS Cup and Truck Series take on the Charlotte Roval. Yeah, and you said the ARCA Series is where next week? Talladega?
They are at Talladega, which is nice.
That'll be awesome as well.
I'm excited for it.
For sure. And then Double Dirt tomorrow night, and then Original Rebels on Sunday. Atlee, why don't you take us home?
Well, thank you everyone for joining the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and also turn on the notification bell. Remember, on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, we are broadcast on eRacing TV, which is an app on Roku and Fire TV. So I know at least 3 of the 7 people watching have Roku or Fire TV. So make sure to check us out on eRacing TV, and also check us out on Twitter. I got a poll up as always, so check them. We're going for 50 followers on Twitter. So I'm at Liam Luis on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Over and out.